so now that you have your arm that is 1 by 9.5, you're going to go ahead and score a 1/2 inch up on the top here. So I'm just going to grab my, and we're just going to put this on together, okay? So I'm just going to grab my scoreboard. I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and just fold that over. And once you get done scoring a 1/2 inch on your arm, you're going to go ahead and lay that right there. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and fold back this. Okay. I'm going to burnish this down because I want to make sure we lay it right where our waterfall is going to hit. So we're going to lay our waterfall here. Okay, this is going to be over our waterfall, just like this, okay? Alrighty. And so, yeah, so I think that is perfect. Here again. And I want to say it's about maybe, what, a 1/2 inch from the end here, or 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch from the end of your waterfall, okay? And I'm just going to lift that up, okay, hold that down. And I'm just going to go ahead and place some glue right on the edge there, okay? So I'm just going to place some glue right there, and there we go, just like that. Alrighty, and I'm going to fold this down, just make sure that it's right on the edge of that paper there, okay, at the top of your page, okay? And I just want to make sure it's straight too. Alrighty. Then once you get that on, you can go ahead and you can lay your whatever paper you're going to stick on here. I chose this one, this green that has the gradient, and I think it's so pretty. And it's this pretty. I know it's this one. It's really pretty on the front, but yeah, I thought this would be really pretty to use as well. And I don't think I used this one yet, so I'm going to go ahead and just stick some glue on here, and I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. Alrighty, just like this. Okay, and I'm just going to move this over to the side a little bit, up a tad, and we go. So I might go ahead and just push this up just a bit more. There we go. Yeah. There we go. All right, so there we go. So, and then just go ahead and burnish that down. Okay. So I've gotten almost all of my pages done. I'm just working on page 3, and I'm putting together my waterfall pieces. So for this one, we don't have a magnet. If you have an extra magnet, you're more than welcome to use an extra magnet. But since we used all of our magnets, we are actually going to create a little latch down here for this, okay? So I just wanted to let you know, so don't worry about closing this. And then you can definitely put some paper. You should have some strips in your stash, okay, in your extra from cutting your paper and everything. You should have some extra little pieces that will fit on this little 1-inch arm, okay, front and back. So I'm going to go ahead, and I am working on my waterfall right now. And as we did before, we went ahead and stuck this one together. I went ahead and cut out all of my pieces, okay, for this, and all of my acetate, okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut out all of my little windows here and put these on this, just like this, okay. So this will fit on here just like that, okay. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and covered the front and back of each waterfall piece, okay? And I did go ahead and place acetate behind each of the frames, and then I added pictures of the ladies, okay? And it's this piece right here. So pretty, you guys. Oh my gosh. So I went ahead and cut these down because you get 4 of these, right? So you're going to have plenty, and even probably one left over. So I cut them down and I placed them on the back or inside of the acetate here. But I do have room to add a photo. So if you wanted to, you could definitely stick a photo back behind here. So I just gotta, there we go. So so you could stick your photo back behind there, or you don't have to. You could just leave it like that. It's so pretty either way. So, and then on the back, I went ahead and cut out another group of these cards, and I just stuck them on the back. And of course, you know, that's where you could stick your 4x6 photo right on top of there. So you have a nice background on there. So this is just so pretty, you guys. I absolutely love this. So to put this on here, if you know, I know some of you may be seasoned, and you can definitely go ahead and put the waterfall on. If you are new to putting on the waterfall, we are going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and, whoops, sorry guys. Okay, and I'm just going to put these in some order here. I want to go ahead, and I think I'll put this one here like that, and then this one, and then this one. So yeah, so we'll do that. That'll be so pretty, right? Okay, so the first one, you're going to go ahead, and if you want to, you could put tape on this, okay? So you're going to go ahead, and I should have did that earlier, but I didn't. You could definitely grab your 3/8 inch tape, and you're going to put it laying up like this. You're going to put your tape on that 1/2 inch piece, okay? So now I am going to add glue to this, so I always add glue on top of the tape. So just so y'all know, that way to me, I just feel like it holds a little bit better. So you're going to do that to all of your pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and placed tape on all of my waterfall pieces. So the first thing you're going to do is take the backing off, okay? We're going to go ahead and place some glue right on the top of that tape there, okay? Just like that, all right? Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and fold this down a little bit. You're going to lift up the arm, and you are going to place this right here. And I usually leave about 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch up on top. Okay, just like that. All right. Okay, just like that. So I'm just going to scoot this over to where I have about 1/2 inch on the side of the arm. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure that this is centered. Okay. Make sure, because sometimes I get off center, you guys. Crooked. So I'm going to open that up, burnish that down really good. All right, just like that. The next one, you're going to do the same thing. This one, you are going to go ahead and I'm just going to smooth that out just a bit. Okay, and you're going to bend that over, okay? And you are going to butt this up right against this piece, that 1/2 inch piece we just laid down, okay? So you're going to make sure that you're right up on that, all right? Whoops, just like that. Okay. Go ahead and bring down your first piece and make sure that it is centered. You want to make sure that your cards are the same, you know, all the way down. So that's how I check myself. Make sure that everything's lining up good. Okay. And you're just going to continue doing that all the way down. Okay. You can also check it by when you fold it up, make sure that they're all lining up right, and then when you fold it down, okay? Alrighty, so this is the last one. Just gonna set that there, just like that. Fold that up and burnish that down real good. Now, if you're worried about these little pieces right here, the 1/2 inch, don't forget that you have strips that you from cutting your paper, so you can definitely cut these down and stick those right on your gussets. Okay, so there you go. So there is that. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and make a little belt loop for this to hold down. Okay, so for this piece here, now if you wanted to, you could definitely use a magnet down here if you wanted. But if you don't have an extra magnet, okay, and because we did use all of our magnets, I'm going to go ahead and show you another way how to keep your waterfall closed, okay? And that is by having a little belt loop, and it's like a little belly band, but it is a belt loop. You want to cut it at 1 inch, okay? So we're going to cut this at 1 inch by 3 1/8, okay? So 1 inch by 3 1/8. You're going to score a 1/2 inch on each end of that, okay? So you're going to score a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here. You're going to bend those back, and you are going to just place it right under okay, the waterfall, alrighty? And so that way, when you bring up the belt, you can just stick it right back underneath your little belly band there, okay? So it's about a 1/2 inch below the last little card here, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to attach or put some glue on here. All right, and I'm just going to smooth that out. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just place that right down here. Okay, just like that. And then, of course, you can grab your bone folder, place that in there, and just make sure that it's burnished down. Okay, just like that. All right, okay, so there is that. And then you can go ahead and grab a little piece of a strip and just place that right on there. So just like that. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to mark that with my fingernail, just like that. Or you could draw a line, whatever you would like, or just get your bone folder, mark it, fold it over, just like this. And then just go ahead and cut that. Just like that. And there is your little band, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and curl that over. And if you wanted to, don't forget, I forgot that we were just kind of a little bit distressing the edges here. And you can add your ink to this as well. And then same thing with your little arm here. I still have to cover that piece. This down here can be for another photo. You could put another little mat right here if you wanted to, or use your little cards to decorate. And we still have a lot of these right here to cut out, and you can place on the bottom for a little decoration down here. I thought that would look so pretty. So that's what I had planned to do here. I was just kind of decorate the bottom up a little bit. And so I thought that would look really pretty. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. And then I will be back. So I wanted to share real quick a cute little idea when you're putting together your mats for your photos. And I was putting together page number 1, and I went ahead and made this little mat using the dies that we have by Heartfelt Creations. Now I did use the circle die right here as to help as a little closure, and I thought that looked so pretty. And so then I started looking at the die, and I thought, you know, that would be really super pretty to put that as a little tab on top of your photo mats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you real quick. When you cut out your circle, it's going to look like this, okay? So that's what it's going to look like. And what I did was I just went ahead and cut the 2 ends off, okay, like that. You will end up with a couple of pieces like this that you can also use on tags, or, you know, if you make some tags, or for other photo mats if you want. So I thought that would be really cute. And then I started looking at the square die that comes with the set, okay, which is right here. And I thought, you know, those would be really cute for a corner mount, right, for your photo to fit into. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to cut right in between where that thin little line is. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to go ahead and zoom in really super close. Okay, and I'm going to move that out of the way. So you're just going to go ahead and get your scissors and cut right in the middle of that. And you're going to have, I know it's going to be kind of thin on one side versus the other side, but I thought it was super cute. And what a great idea, you know, to use your dies for other ways, you know. And you all know, if you've followed some of my past tutorials, I like to come up with many different ways to use your dies, because then you get like kind of like, you know, you can use them a lot of times for many different things. So once you get that cut, you can go ahead, and I just went ahead and stuck some glue right around the edge here. Okay, just right around the edge. Okay, just like that. You're going to go ahead and put these together. All right, right up here. Oops, I think I did that wrong. Let me go ahead and fix that. You need to turn it around this way. So I can clean that off. Okay, and then you can mount that right on top of your little photo mat here. Okay, and you don't have to go down very far. You can just go down just a bit, just like that. Okay, and Alrighty, just like that. And how cute is that, right? And then if you wanted to, if you don't want this part open, you can definitely just, you know, stick some glue in there, and you can, you know, just put some glue on there just like that. And art glitter glue dries clear, so you don't have to worry about it turning your paper white or anything. So yeah, so I'm just going to put some art glitter glue there on the end, and there we go. So on the back you can do the same thing. So I'm just going to grab that and put that there just like that. Okay. And then for these, I'm just going to add mine right here in the corner. You know, you can add them on both sides if you want to. I only did one side, but you can add them, you know, however you would like. So I just went ahead and stuck it right here on the edge, and just like that. Push them up. Okay, and then you can just make sure that your photo can fit under there. Okay, just like that. So I just wanted to, like I said, I was just sitting here looking at how to use our dies in a couple of different ways. And so I wanted to take a moment to just show you all how to do that. And I just thought it was a great idea, and I didn't want to pass that up. So anyway, I hope you guys like that idea, and try it out. And I will be right back. All right, y'all. So on the page, I think it's page 3 and, yeah, page 3 and 4 that are going to mirror each other, okay? We're going to use the beautiful Courtyard Elegance die from Heartfelt Creations. And so I went ahead and cut out all of my pieces. And so for this one, we're going to stick this circle right here. And again, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover that just like this, okay? So look at how pretty that looks. Oh my gosh, y'all. And that is going to go right on top of our little floral pattern on our little flaps here. So now you don't have to do this if you don't want to. If you want to just place your pictures on there, you could do that as well. I did cut out a couple that don't have any white space in the middle of the die. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could actually back this up with some paper, okay, and you could go ahead and use that, all right, and place a photo inside of that circle if you wanted to do that, okay. And I thought that would look like super pretty. But I really like this idea. So if it's, and that's if you, like I said, if you wanted to add more photos or whatever, if you choose to, you could also go ahead and place this on here like this, right? Put your photo down, your circle photo, all right? And then just place this on top of there, just like that. So you would have the double layer, but you would have your photo and then your layer, and you would still, it would still look really pretty, I think. So so it's up to you however you would like to do that, but at least you would have an opening here, and you could just go ahead and place your photo on top of that circle piece. So I'm going to go ahead and place these down, and then I'll be back. Okay, so Okay, y'all, so we have our envelopes in, and our little medallion, our little frames here are dried now. So look at how pretty that looks. Oh my gosh. I went ahead and covered the inside of my little spine here just to give it a little bit of a decoration. We are actually going to do something a little different with our hinge. Okay. What we're going to do is you're going to lay this down, and you're going to leave about 1/8 of an inch from this edge here. Okay, so about 1/8 of an inch or so, just like that. Okay, that will give you a little bit more room for photos or mats, or if you have something kind of bulky in your envelope here, um, you know then you will have enough room to put stuff in. Okay, so it doesn't look so cramped in there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay this down here, and I'm going to place some glue on here like I usually do. Alrighty, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down now. And again, just leaving a little bit of a space. Okay, and I'm going to bring this in. See, I just want to make sure I have that it's straight. That it's straight. Okay, so, all right. So there we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and burnish that down. So you still have your strips in your cut pile, so you can definitely put those on the gussets. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and place these down, burnish it in really good. All right, now instead of putting page 2 down first, we're actually going to place down page 4. Okay, so I want you to grab page 4, and it looks like this. Okay, and again, it has the double doors just like page 1. Alrighty, and you're going to go ahead and take off your tape here. All right, and I'm going to add my glue to the back of that. And this is because we are going to be leaving some room in between our pages, so you have enough room for your memorabilia. So again, we're going to leave about 1/8 of an inch or so. Okay, so you're just going to come in, place that down, and you're just going to leave about 1/8 of an inch on that space there. Okay, just like that. And you're just going to make sure that it's straightened all the way down. Okay, just like that. Alrighty. And there you go. So there is that. So we're going to go ahead and burnish that in. Alrighty. Now you can go ahead and you can place in page 2 and 3. So our page 2 here. Alrighty. So page 2. Okay. And if you have any little squigglies on the ends from your tape, you can definitely cut those off. So I'm just cutting off my little squiggly lines here. Okay. And I'm going to add my paper. I'm dropping stuff. Or, I mean, not my paper. I'm going to add my glue here. Alrighty. To my 1/2 inch. Here. Okay. And there we go. And I'm just smoothing out my glue on that. Alrighty. And you're going to go ahead And you want to make sure that you have it the right side. So I have it the right side because I don't want to make that mistake. And then you're just going to go ahead and come in. And again, you're going to leave a little bit of space, you know, in between that gusset. Okay, so you're going to leave about, I want to say it's about 1/8 of an inch from the other edge of that page there. Okay. And again, this is just so you have enough space to place stuff in. So, okay, so everything's not bunched up together. Alrighty. So you're going to go ahead and close that just like that. And the next page is page 3. So page 3, again, I'm just adding some glue to this. And I'm just going to rub that in. Okay. And, oops, I guess I didn't burnish that down good enough. Make sure you guys burnish that down, okay? Because you do not want that coming up. So I'm just going to grab my spatula, go down to page 4. Okay, just like that. And then page 3, you're just going to place right in the middle between page 2 and page 4. Okay, and just make sure it's straight on there, just like that. Alrighty. And I'm going to grab this real quick. Again, I'm just pressing down as I'm burnishing, so it will be on there really good. And I'm going to burnish down again page 2, just to make sure that page 2 is on there. And grab, I don't know where my other bone folder went. And I'm just going to, there we go. All right, so now you can see your pages are not bunched up, okay? And you have plenty of room to add your photos, extra memorabilia, or anything like that. And this has a lot of room as well. So you can add your mats in through here. So if you have, let's see here, and this is just a piece of scratch paper. If you have a large mat, you can just stick that right in the pocket, just like that. Okay, so, and this is the back of page 2. So there you go. And then you're going to have the back of page 1 and the back and the front of page 2 mirror each other. So you're definitely going to have some little mats that can fit right in through here that are 4x6 or, you know, whatever you would like. And these do open up. So you have this here and then this one here. Okay. So there you go. So that is how we're going to put in our hinges. Now you can definitely use your, like I said before, your strips to go ahead and cover your white gussets if you want to do that. Okay, and so yeah, so there we go. So there is our book, and then we can add our top. I haven't papered that yet, so but we made our top, and there is the top of our art for our album. So how pretty is that going to be? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get that done. It's going to be so pretty, y'all. And now we just have to decorate it. You can add in your flowers. We still have some of our beads left, and we still have some of our lace left too. So definitely going to be using some of those. And then don't forget we have our 49th and Market flowers. So yeah, so I'll be using the rest of the items here to be finishing up decorating. So I hope that you guys join me for the walkthrough, and I can't wait to show you all the finished product. So thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. To create this beautiful album, go over to JS Hobbies and Crafts and get all the supplies listed down below. Thank you all for joining me, and y'all have a great day. Bye.